Good morning, everyone. It's Mark, the Bowlerhat Farmer. How you doing? I hope you had a good Christmas, and we're looking forward to an absolutely fantastic 2025. So, lots going on in the farming community, as you'll know, at the moment, and everything the government tries to do to stop farmers farming just seems to fall on its arse. There's a reason for that, because they're clowns, and farmers are very clever people who diversify, who change, twist, bend, can conjure up new businesses on the dime, twist of a dime, you know, and that's what farmers are particularly good at. Now, what I would say is to that, farmers, if you're listening, 2025, the government is going to do everything it can to smash your business to bits as it stands. If you are a farmer who is farming one particular thing, I think you're in a very dangerous position. If you are someone who is under contract, let's say with pigs or something of that description, or wheat to a mill, I think you're going to be in trouble. I think you need to find other streams of income on the farms and other streams of income from farm buildings. And I think we need to get back to growing food. And I'm not talking about fields full of wheat, fields full of sugar beet, fields full of things people can do without. I'm talking about real food, vegetables, and not large amounts of them either. Right. The reason I say this is because these big commercial corporate farms that have been taking over everywhere have caused us, in my opinion, issues. And I think we need to step away from that. And I think we need to be in a position that we start thinking a lot more about where our food is going to that we produce. And I say where it's going to, not to the consumers, but because customers will always want to buy food, but where it goes to. So is it something you can sell locally so that you do not have to be part of the supply chain? That is a question you need to ask yourself before you roll into the new year. What can you start doing to diversify your farm? You know, a lot of the farms years ago used to be multi. They used to do everything, keep a few animals, grow a bit of veg, grow a bit of grain. They did everything, and they produced a lot of stuff that was sold locally. We've come away from that to get into this multinational organisations, and that's dangerous. It's proved to be dangerous. It's proven that the supermarkets have no respect for us as farmers and growers, and I personally think it's time to kick them into touch. And the big funders that are behind them need kicking into touch as well. Big organisations, let's kick the lot of them into touch. Now, as you all know, we set up the FoodFinder Hub.co.uk, and so many of you have joined that. I think there's sort of 6,000 people joined it. We've had loads of people even signing up on Christmas Day. I'm just going to spin around here. Just look at this beautiful pond we've got here on the farm. And there's a boat over there, which I think I'm going to have to take out this year. We won't go far, just round the pond, but that'll be good. So, there is a call. If 6,000 people joined the website in 3 weeks, that's without all the farmers, without all the ambassadors that joined. 6,000 people joined that wanting to buy produce direct from farmers. 3 weeks. We haven't done any advertising to put it out on social media. That says to me there is a demand for the public to buy good quality fruit and veg and meat direct, I quote, direct from farmers. So if you're a farmer and you're listening, maybe it's time to sit down and change things. And I know that the commercial farming that you now do doesn't lend you to do things like this very easily, so it's something you need to think about. I do not think the supply chain in a year's time will be the supply chain you're used to putting into. I think by then the supply chain will have crashed on its arse and burnt badly. There's a huge demand from the public after the Arla bullshit, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think those of us in the food industry know that that's just a part of it. And a lot of you will know about my comments about Red Tractor and about my thoughts of that earlier in the year, and how You know, I said about farm washing, and it still goes on. I can assure you, there's a huge amount of fresh English packed produce sitting on the shelves of the supermarkets, which was 8p a packet over Christmas, and it's in a Union Jack red tractor packet, and it says origin Italy on the back of it. They can't even get the packaging right on it, for Christ's sake. This lot are just useless. Now, one thing I think we need to be looking at over the course forthcoming is from the consumer point of view here now, a customer that goes to a supermarket, and I see this all the time on the comments on social media. Oh yeah, but I can't get any bleach off a farmer. No, you can't. Go to supermarkets for what you need to. I don't. I have to say, I'm cutting them back more and more and more and more. And there's a reason for that. I don't want to give them my hard-earned money. Now, and the reason I say about this is because I've cashed in all my shares in my pension. I've trashed the whole lot in. All the big players that were in there that I had shares in, I've got rid of them all. So I've cashed all the shares in. I've taken the money out of the system. I do not think that the system is going to stand many more weeks, possibly months. I think the banking system's in for a bloody good kicking, which they've created, I have to say. So, as a customer, you have the power to bring down the system if you want to bring down the system. There's lots of systems out there which we're all solidly part of, and we need to start questioning those and questioning where we want to be in it. I don't want to be inside the supply chain that is breaking farmers to the ground. If you haven't seen the 2030 reports by Tesco's, Sainsbury's and all the other supermarkets, just go and have a look at what they think they're going to have farmers growing by 2030. The answer's nothing. As far as supermarkets are concerned, they don't need farmers by 2030. You think I'm dreaming, you think I'm making it up, you go and do some research. 2030, the supermarkets are saying they won't need farmers because they're going to grow everything in labs. All meat by 2030 will be grown in labs. Anything synthetic meat-wise will be grown in labs. It'll be burgers made from bugs, ground bugs. The flour is not going to be wheat anymore. It's going to be ground bugs. We're going to have maggot milk, and we're going to have almond milk, and we're not going to have any need for dairy. So I don't know about you, but they can feck right off, and I'm not being part of that. And I am on my books this morning about this because I just, I've had a few days off and a few days talking to farmers all across the UK that are just at breaking point. They don't know what to do. Well, I think the answer is it's time for us to change course, guys. We have got to start serving the general public direct. Have a check, foodfindershub.co.uk. If you're a farmer and you sell anything directly to the public, get yourself registered. If you're a member of the public that wants to buy produce direct from farmers, get on there and have a look at who's already on there. And if you know a local farmer, go tell them to get on there. Guys, big love. It's breakfast time and it's a fry up.